Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Makers Gonna Learn YouTube channel. My name is Tanner Bell, the founder here at makersgonnalearn.com. And in today's late night live stream, I am throwing it back. Y'all, it has been so long since I got to do a 9 o'clock live stream. Here's the thing. I just got off the airplane, got my kids in bed, and I may or may not have ordered a coffee while on my airplane as we were getting ready to deplane because I was like, I want to go live tonight and I am super excited. So as you guys are tuning in, share with me where you're visiting from. Let me know what you've got going on in your neck of the woods. Here's the deal. I just spent the past 2 days at Disney with my two twins, with my little boys. So much fun celebrating their adoption. It lined up perfectly with the training that we have going on. So, what I'm going to do is kind of touch on my Disney trip, my experience, because I have something so incredible to share with you guys. I am super excited. Amy says, Orlando, Florida. I just left Orlando, Florida. Amy, how crazy is that? So great to see you. Here's the deal, my friends. I am teaching a brand new class, one that I have had in the works for over 18 months of testing, trying things out, hypothesizing, working through things, testing, like all on your behalf and all for your benefit, which I am super excited about. And it's all led up to tomorrow night. It is happening tomorrow night at 8 p.m. Eastern. Tomorrow night at 8 p.m. Eastern, we are going live and we are going to share all the secrets. All right. Now, why I think this training is going to be like 10 times, like just so much more impressive to me and so much more exciting is because I am going to show you at this training what you are thinking currently and what you should be thinking. What is holding you back from making the change, right? So in today's training, I just want to hype you up if you're registered and just give you some, of course, reasons why you want to show up live. But also for the ones that are not registered, not signed up, this is like one of your final calls. Like you have from now until 8 p.m. tomorrow to be registered and to be there. I do not want you to miss out. So we're calling this the 5 secret shifts. All right. There's 5 shifts that you need to make, and I am going to teach you all of them. All right. I am going to teach you all of the most important shifts you need to make to be able to make money selling your crafts. I believe you need to be able to sell your crafts because when you can make money crafting, here's what happens. You get to craft more, which is incredible, right? That is a good enough reason. But for a lot of us, we want to see money coming in rather than always going out when it comes to our crafting. Does that sound familiar? I just had a friend call me up and was like, Tanner, we need to get coffee. I need to understand what I should be charging, what I should be doing, how I should value myself. It is so incredibly important that you are charging enough because just feeling good about getting orders and validation is not enough. There should be profit. There should be so much profit. All right. I am so excited for you guys to learn what profit is, why you need it, and how you can get profit. So it's going to be so incredible. I cannot wait for tomorrow night. But real quick, I just want to let you all know I'm teaching this 3 times. So you can get registered for Sunday night, you can get registered for Tuesday, and I believe Thursday. I believe that's the times. The 15th, 16th, and 17th, or 18th. Anyway, there's 3 times. Pick the one that you want, but I want to encourage you. I would get registered for tomorrow night at 8 p.m. Eastern at all costs. Like if you have plans, you got to cancel them. If you want to be there, there's some really exciting things happening for the Sunday night group. I am teaching it the 15th tomorrow, 8 p.m. I'm teaching it the 17th at 8 p.m. And then I'm teaching it the 19th at 12 Eastern. So you can register for other times, but you definitely want to be there live if possible. Okay. So let's go ahead and dive in. If you have any questions, drop them in the comments. I am more than welcome to help you work through anything that you have going on about your selling. Okay. So here is the deal. Here's the deal. Number one, like the number one reason why I want to make sure that you're there and you are registering for one of the times. Casey, totally respect that. Register for Tuesday night. It would be so good. Or you could register for both and then maybe watch the replay on Sunday night. That's a little secret. But here's the first thing. So if you're on the fence, if you're like, oh, should I sign up? Should I not? Here's the first reason why you're the best person to be at this workshop. Okay? Here's who it is. And I really want to hit this home. I've thought about this a lot. I've been teaching people to sell their crafts for a long time. If you guys didn't know, believe it or not, before I built my multi seven figure business, before I taught Cricut, before I did any of that, I was just like you, a person with a Cricut. And I loved it. I was kind of obsessed. I wanted to spend all my money. I wanted to spend all my mom's money. I wanted to always be buying paper and cardstock and ink and like paint and like just all the supplies. All the supplies. But I ended up starting to sell my crafts online through Etsy. And that led me into some local referrals. And that actually kickstarted everything you see today was based on selling my crafts and putting myself out there. Because one thing about all of us that you need to understand, we all have to agree in this room together that you do not know what could happen if you put yourself out there. You have to agree with me that you truly don't know. You truly do not know what is possible for you if you put yourself out there. I am a testament of that. Your brain is going to offer you a ton of reasons why you shouldn't do it and why it will feel better for you not to do it and to keep you safe, right? Away from rejection, away from failure, away from experiencing anything that could be anything than where you're at in your life right now. Your brain is constantly trying to keep you there. Super safe, super comfortable, never pushing yourself out there. Which is why you have to find that part of you that's like, wait, do I really know what could happen if I put myself out there? Right? You have to lean into that. You have to press into that every single time. Okay. So when you are feeling, right? When you are feeling like, oh, there's nothing out there for me, anything like that, you have to really reinforce, oh, is that true? Do we really know that? No, we don't. So I just like to point that out there. Number one, that's not what I'm actually even trying to get at. That was a small tangent. Okay. Number one, the number one reason why you should come and you should register. And if you're already registered, you need to show up because showing up is actually what we're after. We're not just looking for people to click a button like register me. Okay. You have to be there live. Like it's you're go get the best experience getting to interact. You're go show up better. Y'all know my teaching style. The more you show up, the more I show out for you. And I don't know about you, but I love teaching a class live for the first time because you're go get the longest, the longest one. So super good. So, okay. Here's the number one thing I want you to know. If selling online didn't work for you, okay, here's why I know people that tell me this are not in the right energy. Okay, are you ready for this? This is going to blow your mind. So, when we talk about having a business, when we talk about like selling something, okay, if we were if you had someone tell you that starting a business didn't work for them, right? What does that tell you? If starting a business didn't work, because people like to tell me selling on Etsy didn't work, right? I didn't get any sales on Etsy. Or Tanner, you know how to sell stuff online, you know how to market online, but I don't, right? I don't, it didn't work for me, right? It's easy for people to say that because guess what? When you hear it, it's like, "Oh, it's not me. It's the platform. Oh, it's Etsy, it's not me." Oh, right? Like when you think about business, if you use this example and why it doesn't work is because if you hear someone say starting a business doesn't work, entrepreneurship doesn't work, we know that's false. I think we all have examples of people out there that's made it work. So it's not that it doesn't work, it's that they stopped believing it's gonna work for them. And what happens when you stop believing it's gonna work for you is you don't work it, which is actually gonna lead me to my second point. So, super, super good. I love it, love it, love it. So, back to number one is if selling online didn't work for you, okay, if that is what you believe, here's what I wanna offer you. Think about it this way: selling online just hasn't worked for you yet. All right. And why I say that is because I've been building a lot of Etsy shops. My team has been building a lot of Etsy shops. We've been trying out a lot of things. And at the workshop, I'm going to teach you the new way of figuring out what to sell. I've never taught this before. I've never did as much research. I've never put in this much blood, sweat, tears, agony into finding it. So if selling online didn't work for you, I want you to really believe it just hasn't worked for you yet, right? And you have to acknowledge that you haven't been giving it your all. You haven't been pushing. You know, for a lot of you that say you've tried and it didn't work, you just have to realize you just stopped working it, which is a great place to be because chances are those of you that have tried selling before has a leg up. You may have a logo. You may have a shop. You may have something to just get back active. So it's actually really good. Because remember, one thing I find very fascinating with all clients that I've worked with is their brain only shows them what they lack. All right. Your brain only shows you what you lack. So if you know that, your brain's only going to tell you what you're missing, not what you have. Okay. So it's super important. Now, this could be the whole training talking about why selling didn't work for you. I could make a whole other video why selling didn't work for you. I truly believe it is our thoughts about ourselves keeps us at the income bracket we're at. The thoughts we think, create our results. So that's a big part, and I'm going to uncover some of the thoughts that have been keeping you where you're at. So that's going to be another thing we cover. So if you're not registered, get registered. Honestly, I could charge $27, $47 for this class because that's how much time I've been putting into it. I've never been through all my slides this much. I think there's like 50 or 60 just training slides. And I say that not because it's going to be overwhelming either. I say it because it's like really precise. It's really clear. You'll definitely leave with 2 or 3 pages of notes if you show up just, to consume it. And I've worked hard at making it tangible and specific for you. Okay. So it's so good. Love it. Congratulations, B. I love it. You're my neighbor. I live like an hour from Cerebral. So fun. Concerned about how to price and taxes to pay at the end of the year. Amy, here's the funnest part. If you get to pay in taxes, that's like incredible because you have a lot of profit. All right. So don't be scared of taxes. And the reason why is because you don't pay taxes first, you pay taxes last. So you get to finish out this entire year and you worry about those taxes January, February, March, and April. Okay. I can tell you so much about taxes. They're so fun. I think the first time I got hit with like I think it was $50,000. I like almost lost my mind. I was like, what? I was like, how in this world? And I felt really bad about it. But then I was like, wait, paying taxes is such a good thing because that means I made money. I profited. Like, what? So good. So actually, I love paying taxes and I want to encourage you to fall in love with paying taxes too. That's a concept. So super, super fun. Okay. So number two. This is so fun. Number two, reasons why you've got to show up. I taught a class last year teaching about like how to sell in uncertain times and like recession proofing your business and like the thoughts you need to have around it. And I think it's now just as practical as ever. All right. It's an election year, things feel uncertain. But what I love is that now more than ever, you need a side hustle. Most people need a side income to support their hobbies, to support their passions, to support the things they're interested in, right? But here's what I want to tell you for number two. People are still buying. I'm going to say it again. People are still buying. You may say, Tanner, no, they're not. Like, you just don't understand. No, I do. I really, really do. I spent this entire trip. I left on Wednesday, like at midday, and I got back tonight. So I spent 3 days in Orlando at the airport, at Disney World, at my resort, in like engaging in, the economy, right? Participating in the economy. I say this as a reason why you need to show up at this workshop because people are still buying. There's a lot of people that love to take the scared, the nervous energy or the uncertain energy and tell stories about it. Like people aren't buying, people don't have money, all of that. Are we in uncertain times? Sure. Like, is it an election year? Of course. Does that freak people out? Yeah. Um, these are just all circumstances. But what I want you to understand is that as I walked through Walt Disney World, I went through to 3 parks. We started at Magic Kingdom. It was packed. Everyone had Mickey ears on. Everyone had either a shirt that they bought that was like themed and they paid someone for it, or it was like an overpriced Disney shirt. So they either made it themselves, they paid someone to make it, or they were buying overpriced merchandise. The place was packed. Like, I just want you to really understand the place was packed. The resorts were packed. And this is a slow time at Disney. I never go to places when they're like even close to full capacity. And it was so, so important for me as a business owner to see the economy moving at the level it was moving in Orlando, Florida. And I want you to also use examples of like going to Target. It was Saturday. Like, where were you today? Was Target busy? How was it at Costco? When you saw people putting things that are not necessities in their cart, are you really believing people are not buying? Because when we have the thought like, oh, it's a hard time, I should actually sell, when it's better, right? Because people aren't buying right now. It's again removing your responsibility. It removes the responsibility that you could do this, that you can achieve your goal, and it delays it, and it tells you all the reasons why it would be, you know, um, it would be better later. And here's what I want to tell you. As a company who went through the pandemic, I sat out to teach people how to use a Cricut in 2017. Okay. 2017, Cricut had an end cap at Walmart. They didn't have an aisle. They didn't have millions of people using the machine, nothing like that. Okay. Imagine if I just kept telling myself, like, oh, I'll teach on cricket when it's more popular. Oh, I'll teach on cricket when it's more popular. Here's what will happen. Like, somebody else would have done it. So, as people got super interested in cricket, guess what? I was already there. I already knew how great it was. So, I was able to fully be there and support people as they got their crickets. And as more people got them, like, it's just blew up, right? The point is, I didn't wait for it to be the best time. Like, I didn't wait for it, but I knew it would come. I just showed up and did my job, right? If you believe it's harder to sell right now, that's fine. You can believe that. You can think it is harder to sell, but people are still buying nonetheless. So if you can learn to sell to this type of buyer, you're going to really be able to see it, when inflation's down and people have settled into the new normal, then you're really going to be able to skyrocket. It's going to be hard now or it's going to be hard later. What happens is you're just delaying the hard. Why are you delaying the hard? Because your brain wants to keep you safe and wants to keep you comfortable. Are y'all picking up what I'm putting down? KC, yes, Christmas will be here before we know it, and people always buy for Christmas. I have never been so excited to teach this class at this time. I'm probably going to teach my business training every September now. I used to teach it every April, but it's kind of too far in advance because then summer and people forget like all the business stuff they got to do. But yeah, you're correct. People spend the most money November and December. Q4, the last 2 months of the year, you are shopping for yourself, you're shopping for your family, you're shopping for gifts, you're shopping for decor. The possibility for you to make however much money you would like to make with your side hustle is available in 2 months. So if you had a goal that you set out in January, let's say you had a goal to make $5,000 in sales this year. All right. So let's say that was your goal and you want to make $5,000. If you have a number, feel free to drop it in the comments. But let's say it's $5,000 and you are only $1,000 of the way there. So we'll subtract 1,000. Okay. So you would be $4,000 away. I believe you could make all of this in 2 months if you apply yourself. All right. So, say the average order is $30, that would be 133 shirts, right? And different things like that. So you can play around with how many it would take. Chances are it's less than you think. Because then if you divide this out by, let's say, 4 months, because you have September, October, November, December, that would be 33 shirts. So then it's like, okay, how do I get 33 shirts? Could I do bulk orders? Things like that. Like, you get creative and fun stuff. So anyway, that's just some things that I was thinking. Like, I truly, truly believe that between your local business, your online business, you can make that number still happen. You're not that far away from your goal, whatever that is. So super, super good. Another reason why you need to be there is I have real experience and current success. So it's not something that worked a year ago. It's not something that worked 2 years ago, 5 years ago. It's actively working for us and we're actively getting orders, which is really fascinating. Something that I'm super passionate about. I'm so thankful that we've taken the time to really dig in so that we can teach like no other. So that's super fun. Another bonus is that I truly am going to lay out a path for everyone. So if you want to sell digital items, there's a path for that. If you want to sell your physical items that you make with your own hands, there's a path for that. If you want to learn a hybrid approach where you don't have to touch every item when you get a sell, we have a path for that. It's epic. I am super, super excited to share this with you for the first time tomorrow night. Tomorrow night at 8 p.m. Eastern, all of this is going down. I'm pulling back the curtain. I'm going to dive in. It's going to be so good. I'm going to lay out the 5 shifts that you need to make this year, and it's going to be incredible. Now, at the training, after the training, I am going to share something I have never shared before. It's going to be phenomenal. It's a huge reason why you do not want to miss it. But it's also the first time that I am teaching this curriculum. This is the first time that you're going to get it. And I believe the first time is always the best time because I always go off the cuff. I always add in stories. I always add it in before I refine it for the future. So if you want to be there for the best one, you got to be there tomorrow night. It's going to be so fun. I have something super, super special to share at the end. You are not going to want to miss it. If you have any questions from here to there, email hi@makersgonnalearn.com and we will get you taken care of. All right. I am so excited to spend tomorrow evening with you. I'm going to be so appreciative of your time. And remember, the more you show up, the more you comment, the more you engage, the more I'll go off script. So be sure to get registered. I'm going to drop the link right here. Comment registered if you are registered. Okay. So good, Tara. Tara said, yep, got a sell for another scissor fob today from a return buyer. Yes, second order in over a 2-week span. They are buying. Yes, people are buying. We are getting orders on our shop every day, like consistent. So it's so good. I'm seeing everyone saying registered. Yes, Casey, so good. Love it. Oh, you can totally still make it. It'll be perfect. So yay, I love it. Love it, love it, love it. Be sure to show up live. We have over 5,000 people signed up just for tomorrow. So be sure to get in there, grab your spot. It's going to be awesome. So, so good. So if you guys need anything, be sure to email in and we will see you at the workshop tomorrow night at 8 p.m. Eastern. Bye, guys.